My name is Caroline Broderick. I'm a reporter with Homes.com News, and I am joined here today by Gena Kirk, VP of Design Studio at KB Home. And we are here to talk about design. So, we are at Design and Construction Week 2026. That's a combination of the Builder Show and the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show. So, I have to ask anything on the show floor that you've seen that's really stuck out to you, Gina?
There's so much to see, and there's so many things that
Yeah.
stuck out to me. A few things that I saw yesterday that I just really tickled me pink
Mm-hmm.
was the appearance of pink.
Ooh,
I
okay.
saw that throughout the show, and not only in the booths, but in decor throughout. Kohler had beautiful pink and green that I really loved. I also saw the warmth, the organic warmth, and the use of organic materials, a lot of green
Mm-hmm.
making its appearance throughout the show, um, and just a lot of organic natural materials. The other thing that I really, really loved seeing was that although matte black will continue to be incredibly popular, I loved seeing how it's softening with the titanium. And I saw that throughout, you know, cabinet, cabinet hardware, door hardware, faucets, and finishes.
So I love that you said that because this is something I'm just starting to hear, this kind of return of chrome,
Hmm.
titanium, shiny metal, which is a very stark contrast to the beautiful matte black that we've seen everywhere. But that's not something I was necessarily picking up on maybe last year in my conversations. I've heard of organic and things warming up, and you really see it on the show floor this year. But the titanium and that
Yeah.
chrome, that's something very new. Is there maybe a place in the home that you think a shiny metal, a chrome, a titanium works really well?
Well, you know what's really great right now is customers are really stepping outside of the boundaries of traditional design
Mm.
and they are mixing their metals.
Yeah.
So, really, it's everyone's game, whether it's in furnishings or whether it's in hardware or faucets or lighting. You're seeing the mixed metals in, lighting and things like that, but you're also seeing that you can mix it in the room.
Mhm.
So I think that it it really just depends on what makes you happy. And
Yeah.
I think that's what's really great about design right now is people are really just leaning into what feels good and what their soul is loving and mixing it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
couldn't agree more. I've been hearing that so much. Like people want spaces that are unique to them. And what's really cool is even more brands are catering to that. They're offering like blue appliances or maybe just custom finishes that you can mix and match. And
Yeah.
so it kind of you know, the design, the home can be anything that you really imagine. So let's talk about what's happening in the design studio with buyers at KB Home. You mentioned maybe a move away from traditional design, folks really going to what speaks to them. I'm curious if there's anything kind of specific that you're seeing. Is it an increase in color? Is it patterns? Like you tell me.
I think what's really important to people right now is durability,
Mm,
low maintenance, and just stepping away from the all white kitchen
yeah.
or all cool and bringing in the warmth. And although they're using a lot of products that like uh, Cosentino's beautiful veiny, they're softening them a little bit. LVP is still very nice and making it very warm, but they're really looking to soften their spaces and create this canvas so that when they're bringing all of the other elements, such as furnishing, wallpapers, paint, that they can just create this curated space versus or so it's not so overly curated that it's
Yeah.
more curated to their own desires.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Cosentino. So, KB Home, you have an exclusive partnership with the surfacing brand. And when we think of kitchens, I think the kitchen island, the countertops, they're having a moment. People are loving natural stone. I think designers always have,
Mm.
but the average day consumer is being really drawn toward an interesting stone. And so, in your partnership with Cosentino and kind of what you've seen, what is happening there? You mentioned a softening of veining. Are people being like more daring with their surfaces?
They're definitely warming up. And I think that the lean in there is really about care, maintenance, and just being able to step away and not worry about, The kitchen is the heart of the home. It's where people are doing homework, and it's just that meeting space where they're entertaining, and just being able to really enjoy that space and not have to think about it, and just the maintenance piece of it.
Right.
But definitely, um, the great thing about that product is there's all different levels of being able to get that veining and the warmth that you can get at all different price points, and that's a really great thing.
And that's another topic that, affordability is something we've been talking about forever, but it's really come to the forefront in the past 18 months, 2 years since COVID. Curious in the design studio, when you have designers working with home buyers, how are they kind of managing their budgets? Are there any interesting kind of different conversations happening there?
I think every single customer is unique, and that's what's
Mhm.
really great about the design studios. You have to make trade-offs. Again, the focus really is about durability, longevity, low maintenance, and so every customer is unique. And I think it's about making sure that you are guiding the customer to spend their dollars in the things that are the most important to them.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's around flooring, and sometimes it's around countertops, sometimes it's about cabinets or what's behind the walls. But it's really unique to that customer, and giving them the guidance.
And so if there is a home buyer out there that's they're trying to figure out, what do I care about most? Are there a couple questions that maybe they can answer to themselves to find that?
Absolutely. It's about lifestyle. How are you
Okay.
living in your home?
Mhm.
What are you doing in your home? What are your hobbies, your children, your pets? Those investigative questions that really help us understand how that customer is going to live in their home. And so that way we can help guide them to the products that are going to perform well
Mhm.
as they live in their home. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Gina, this was such a fun conversation. Was there anything I didn't ask you that maybe you wanted to add at all?
I just am so excited about where design is going, and
Mhm.
just the fact that the overly curated, time of the COVID, where everything was stark and new, very plain. We're out of those days, and people are really leaning into what they love, and bringing it home and finding a place for it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
So am I. Well, thank you again so much, Gina. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a great